Okay, in today's video, I'm going to show you 4 different tools that you can use to choose colors for your new website. So people just starting out, especially those of us that were on a budget, have to figure out what colors to use on our website. You know, if you have a graphic designer to help you out, that's great, but many of us are starting out without one. So I'm going to show you 4 tools that I use to help me choose colors. And the great thing is, they're all free. Now, the best thing about it is if you go to the end of this video, I'm going to show you the trick that I use to choose colors, especially if you're not good with colors, with color theory. So let's go ahead, head to the computer, and we'll take a look. Okay everyone, just a quick disclaimer here. I am using these on a normal computer, and some of these are older sites, which means they are using Flash, which means they will not work on your iPad or iPhone or other mobile devices. So I will try and do another video at a different time that will talk about that, but for this case here, this is going to be used on your computer. So the first site we're in right now is Adobe Color. Right, and it shouldn't surprise you since Adobe is huge in the graphic design space. But what is surprising, unlike Adobe, is it's actually a free tool. And what they allow you to do is to play around with different color swatches. And you can see it changes it all around here. And you can change things like your monochromatic, right, over to a different triad of colors, right, and you can move it in and out. Right, and they'll change things around as well as complementary. And this is a nice one. It gives you your RGB colors as well as your hex, and you can even play around with these if you wanted to a little bit more. A great first start, especially if you have your color theory out. I don't have my color theory as good as other people, so I don't use it as much. Now the second tool is one called Paletten. Right, it's paletten.com. And what's great here is they have, just like Adobe, they have different color schemes you can do, and you can play around and it will change these colors around for you. You can even move these around and around, right? And again, if you have your color theory down real well, this can be useful. Here's one of two things I like about this platform is you can come over here to presets once you've chosen your colors, and it will have a variety of presets. So if you want to do, let's say, like a lighter pale pastel, it will show these numbers here along with all your hexadecimal codes. Or let's say you want to do something a little more gray, right? You can do darker or normal pastels or full color. So I tend to like these kind of lighter pale pastels against a white background. And the other second thing I like about this is if you hit over to examples, and it will show you what it looks like on, let's say, a white page. So if you're doing an e-commerce site, I almost always recommend just having a simple white background and using colors. You can see how it looks like on a dark design, maybe not as well, or on a positive where you're actually using one of the main colors in the background, or even a negative. But I tend to use white designs, so this is what I like. But you can close that and you can play around with it. Now the next tool I like is this one called Coolors. And what's great here is you can see it says hit the space bar, and it will just start moving around different color schemes. Right? So if we hit get started, it's free. We don't need to watch a tutorial right now, and we can just generate different ones. And as you can see, it will provide all your hexadecimal codes that you can want. You can even adjust these a little bit more if you want. Should be a little darker, a little brighter, increase your saturation if you want, or even your hue. And it'll even come down, you can play around with your RGB or CMYK if you're a print designer. But this is another great one. You can then export this as a PNG, and then you can keep this on the side, which will have all your colors. So another great tool for you to use, especially if you're not real good at actually picking out colors. So Color Explorer is one that I use a lot, and I'm going to show you why. I mean, it has the traditional things where you can choose different palettes and colors, and you can look at different color libraries. So if you want to do, named web colors. But here's what I really like, which is image color importer. And what you can do is you can come over to something like Unsplash or, anything else. So let's say we like this one. If I want to download that. One thing you do need to do is make sure it is a small size. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go into Photoshop that I use, or you can use any free online tool. And I'm going to save this for web. Alright, it's going to make it nice and small. Save. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to browse for this file. I'm going to upload it. And you can see it extracts all these different colors that you can then use for your design. So you save those in My Palettes, append to current palette and save in My Palettes. Okay, go over to My Palettes, and then what you can do is save palettes, and then you can export as a PNG file. And that's how I'm able to choose different colors without having a real strong color theory that I can use for all my websites. So go ahead, play around with these. I think they're great uses for creating colors on new websites, especially if you don't have a graphic designer helping you out on this one. And let me know what you think, what tools you use and which ones work for you.